Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's opportunity briefing for Acronis' virtualization products, vmProtect 7 and Acronis Backup and Recovery 11 Virtual Edition. My name is Maggie Ferguson. I am the Manager of Premier Accounts here at LIFEBOAT. We are proud to be a distributor for the full line of Acronis products, and it's a privilege for LIFEBOAT to host today's presentation, and I want to thank you for all of your attendance. Protecting virtual data is critical for your customers. Today you'll get a look at two solutions that can solve your customers' problems with virtualized data backup and recovery and more. You'll also learn how these products can help you increase profits in your virtualization practice and how you can take advantage of the Acronis Partner Program to help to grow your business. I know your time is really valuable, so let me get right to the point. Our introductions for our main panelists today. Joining me on the panel today from Acronis are Kevin Pardue, the Director of Distribution Sales, and Seth Goodling, Virtualization Practice Manager for Acronis. Thank you both for your participation and welcome. Before I turn the presentation over to our main panelists, I want you to know that we do encourage you to ask questions, and you may do that by entering your questions in the Q&A panel on the right-hand side of your screen. At the conclusion of the presentation, we will answer as many questions as time permits. With that, I turn the presentation over to Seth.
Thank you, Maggie. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Seth Goodling. I am the Virtualization Practice Manager, joined by Kevin Pardue, who's the Director of Distribution. Thanks again for joining us on the webinar today. A couple things that we'll hit on. We'll just give a little background on Acronis. We'll go over the markets that we cover. I'm going to go over two of the products that we have specifically around virtualization, some of their features and benefits. We'll go over the partner's business proposition, and then leave some time at the end for Q&A. I also want to add a couple slides that on the disaster recovery index in the center that I'll go over just to back up the story a little bit about how we play in the virtualization marketplace. And again, just thank you for the webinar. Excited to have the partnership with LIFEBOAT. And if there are any questions, don't hesitate to let us know. We'll get to them at the end of the presentation. So jumping right in, again, this is a reseller-focused webinar, and we're glad to have you guys on. Hopefully we can show you some of the advantages and some of the benefits of partnering with Acronis and then what you gain through LIFEBOAT as a distributor. But the idea, Acronis has had a massive push around the virtualization marketplace lately, and we're using that virtualization push to help build out the partner program, to help build out our resellers, to help build out our product line within those. What we're selling, what we think we have in terms of product is a cost-effective, quick to implement, and easy to sell products, and that's really the goal, is to make it easy to sell and easy for you guys to buy. Double-digit reseller margins. There's deal registrations included. Kevin's going to go over some of these at the end of the presentation. We're 100% channel, so it's a channel-only model. And then the idea is let Acronis help you grow your revenue and maximize the profitability around that. Jumping right in, just a little bit of background. Acronis has been in the backup and disaster recovery business for about a decade now. Around 2006, we started doing migrations, and that's really where we started the virtual play. Started to doing some physical to virtual migrations, and there have been a number of firsts around that, specifically in the virtualization and cloud environments. But that initial push into migrations is what really started building out our virtualized solutions. So even though as far back as 2002, most people know it's from that True Image product, when we were backing up and protecting those physical workloads. Really, around 2006, we started that push towards virtualization. We started the push towards growing out that virtualization and cloud business, and launched even virtual-specific products since then, which I'm going to go over as well. Probably the big one to point out here is we were the first to launch that image-based disaster recovery for physical, virtual, and cloud environments. The key to that was it was in one management console and the ability to manage all those hybrid infrastructures through one console. And since then, we've grown. We've put some disaster recovery plans in our products, and I'll go over those in a few slides here. So since that 2006 time period, we've done some math and roughed it out a little bit. We've protected about 200,000 virtual machines worldwide since then. And specifically, I think the bigger and more important number here is we've migrated nearly 1 million servers between physical, virtual, and cloud environments. So all of our virtual products that I'm going to show you today, and I'll probably mention this 5 or 6 times, and I apologize in advance, all of those virtual products include migrations and unlimited migrations. The goal behind that is to make it super fast and super easy for customers who are consolidating or who are virtualizing their infrastructures to move from that physical to virtual environment quickly and rapidly without any third-party tools. Having that included, if they do need to go virtual to virtual, we give them those options as well. So if they're moving from hypervisor to hypervisor, they've got the ability and tools built into the products to move that around. And I'll mention that again. Preferred virtualization product in 2012 and 2011 product of the year bronze tech target, and that was for the vmProtect product, which I'm going to go over as well. One thing we do every year is something called the Disaster Recovery Index. It's an annual thing. This is our 3rd year that we've done it. This year we did it. It's run by a third party. It's run by the Ponemon Institute. We asked 30 questions to 6,000 IT managers and IT professionals in 18 countries. And this year we focused on the BRIC and emerging market countries. And really the gist of the poll is to discuss how to get the findings on their cloud and virtualization adoption and how quickly these companies are adopting. And this is all done for companies that are 1,000 seats and under, and they weren't Acronis customers. But the second part was to find out if there's a disaster and if there's a need to recover that data, how confident they are in their ability to recover that data. We get some really great facts out of this, and we publish a PDF every year, and it does a couple things. It helps us drive our products. It helps us build our products out to the customer's needs. So we get a true live feedback of what these customers are looking for, of what their adoption rates are, how quickly and steadily they're accepting the virtualization. But we also get a bunch of great info on how they back up their data and what they're not specifically doing around backups. This year we found a couple neat things, and this is all available on our microsite. It's acronisinfo.com. Resellers can go in, or you can send your customers to go in and actually take the poll and rate themselves against the rest of the world. Well, just pulling out a couple of these, the last bullet, half of those are only backing up their virtual machines weekly or monthly, and barely a third are doing virtual machines daily. We've also seen some crazy numbers in terms of file level backups and the lack of file level backups for these companies. So there's a definite need. There's a really big history specifically around backing up virtual machines versus physical machines, and how that virtual data is almost treated differently than they have with their physical assets in the past. And it's interesting to look at why that is. Maybe they don't have the right vendors, maybe they haven't found the right products, maybe they're using 2 or 3 different backup solutions for physical, virtual, and cloud environments, and we get a bunch of great data out of this every year. For the first time ever, this year we also tried to get a dollar amount, and we tried to put a dollar amount associated with downtime, and it was a fairly chunky part of the poll. Human error, still number 1. I think it will always remain that way. But in terms of downtime, again, this is 1,000 seats and under. Downtime, an estimated cost to each of those companies, $366,363 a year over 2.2 days. And but with that, even that high dollar amount, we're still only seeing 44% of them doing a file level backup. So it's interesting. They know how much it costs them to go down. They know what going down means to their business, but only a small amount are doing the most common and basic backup type there is, which is file level backup. Interesting, but no surprise, last bullet, DR budgets remain flat year over year. Even with the amount of natural disasters that we saw last year worldwide, budgets haven't increased at all, which isn't really that surprising. So the idea behind the DRI index and the idea behind building the product is looking at the marketplace and finding, no matter what the market segment is, whether it's enterprise, whether it's SMB, whether it's that SME space, there's still a definite need and a definite budget out there, and specifically in the marketplace for these guys to have exactly what they need in terms of recovery, whether it is just a file level recovery of physical systems, whether it's an exchange level email level recovery, whether it's entire bare metal recoveries of a virtual host. Each market has their own distinct needs, whether they're an SMB that's now finally virtualizing their tier 1 apps, and they need an absolute short RTO and RPO on that. It's roughly a $6 billion budget coming from Gartner about this needs within the business place. And again, it's just building out, and it helps us build out our products towards the virtual market. So with that, I'm going to jump in. Feel free to ask questions again. I'm going to talk about 2 specific products and 2 different products. They're priced different. They have different places in the marketplace, but I'll go over one at a time and then kind of compare the 2 at the end so you can see. The first one I want to talk about is our flagship product, one that's been in the marketplace forever. We're on version 11 of it. We do a version refresh every 18 to 24 months, and last June we came out with 11. This is image-based backup and file level recovery for physical, virtual, and cloud environments in one management console. There's different sort of families of this product. There's a desktop family, there's a workstation family, there's a Linux version, up through the high end being the virtual edition. The idea is the backup of a full system. You can back up the entire server, workstation, infrastructure, but then also have the ability to do a VMR, bare metal restore at the end of the day to the similar hardware if needed. Tons of choices there. You also have file level recovery as well, so scaling from the low to the high. The most common type of recovery is just that onesie-twosie file level backup and file level recovery. If there's a true disaster and you do have to VMR, that capability is built in. So all the bits, all the binaries, all the information will come along with that. Integrated support with the major applications, so Exchange and SQL support are built in. Fast, reliable recovery of machines in minutes or seconds. The ability to have this data back to you quickly and accurately is the goal with backups. In terms of smooth transition to physical to virtual cloud, that's merely talking about our migrations that are built into this product. In AVR 11 Virtual Edition, you have pretty much X to X migrations. So P to V, V to V, V back to P, which is a nice feature, and we're seeing more and more use cases for V to P, but also again, X to X. So if you need to move any of those platforms to the cloud, you can as well. And then hardware agnostic, no real dependency on a specific type of machine or hardware. The other product, which is a really fun product, and I'd love to talk about this, we launched version 6 at VMworld last year, which is the end of August. March 6th, we dropped version 7, but the product's called vmProtect. If you're not familiar with it, it's a very fast, very light backup system. It's about a 200 meg install. I've been going around to some of our resellers, setting up my laptop and doing contests to have people install this product. 200 megs, it's 12 clicks. I think the record was 45 seconds so far. It's been third-party tested by the Tunisia group to have a virtual machine backed up in 5 minutes from install. It's the only product I've seen where when we go out and do a demo into the marketplace, when we do a demo to a customer, we'll do a full install on the front end of the product. It's that fast, it's that light, deploys in minutes. It's still an agentless solution, so as that virtual infrastructure grows out, as you add to your infrastructure, those virtual machines are protected. This product was built specifically for VMware. It only works with VMware. I'll go over some of the hypervisors that AVR 11 supports, but this product was built using the VMware APIs, built using their storage infrastructure. You can recover the entire host, individual VMs. There's individual email, individual contact, individual file level recoveries from Exchange. There's specific file level recovery, same as AVR 11. I'll go into this as well, but you can create an exact image of an entire virtual machine and have that on standby to ready to recover from. And then this product also still includes migrations. In this case, it's P to V and V to V, or physical to virtual and virtual to virtual. So if you're coming from another hypervisor, you can manage that. So again, this was built with VMware in mind. vmProtect 7 used our core technology. A lot of companies, when they build out a virtual product from a physical product, they'll just sort of add to it. But what we really did with this project was only bring along what we needed and only bring along into the engine what was needed to work specifically with VMware. So we added the vMotion capability. There's change block tracking, there's CBT features, there's direct SAN access. Again, I mentioned agentless, but it's also a LAN-free backup capability as well. This is an always incremental. So it's only the used change blocks from the last backup, so you don't have to run a full every month, you don't have to run a full every weekly or yearly. It's an always incremental. And the whole idea behind such a light install was really adding and making sure there's minimal hits on the host and making it as light as possible and to just keep VMware running as smoothly as they can. So from 6 to 7, and it was a pretty quick turnaround on version upgrades for us, but there was a number of features and different items that were added in that customers wanted to see. And I'll highlight 5 of these right now. vCenter integration was probably the #1 add-on. Taking a step back, vmProtect 6, it's built around the web GUI. It's one of the only backup and recovery products for virtual machines that you can run this from your iPad or run it from your smartphone. You can manage your backups. You can view your storage. You can view all this from a web GUI. But what we found out was that a lot of people like vCenter, and they spend a lot of time within vCenter at the end of the day. So not having to leave that console, not having to leave that application that they're familiar with, they can perform all the backup, recovery, and tasks within vCenter with this product. Or, of course, you can still use the web interface, and they tie together nicely. We added a replication feature. I mentioned a little bit earlier within the other product, but this will create a standby virtual machine with the latest incrementals, cold, turned off, ready to go. So if there is a disaster, you need to recover that entire virtual machine, you can at any point. Nice feature included in the product. We added the ability to do exchange recoveries. This is built in. Version 2003 and up, the secret behind this is a single pass backup. You don't have to run a separate backup for the file level recovery and a separate backup to recover the entire server database. From one single pass backup, you can manage the mailboxes, you can manage the emails, you can recover those contacts in single files if needed. Nice addition to the product. Mentioned in the other product again, and some of these, what's nice is having AVR in the marketplace for so long, some of the higher requested features are bleeding over into our newer products, and these last 2 are some of those. But the bare metal recovery, I mentioned it, but all the binaries, all the info around that dissimilar hardware are carried over, so you can recover that entire host to a same machine or dissimilar hardware if needed, in true disaster. And then a nice feature, another one that came over from AVR 11 is the disaster recovery plan. This is a built-in sort of step-by-step wizard that creates the documentation around disaster and data recovery for you. So if the person that created that plan is not available, they can go in at any point, email or print off this disaster recovery plan, and have a step-by-step sort of walkthrough to come out of that disaster. Recap slide here. So with either of the products, you have the ability to recover individual files and folders, 1 or more virtual machines at a time, Microsoft Exchange and Exchange items, and then the BMR, the entire ESX or ESX host to dissimilar hardware if needed. Just wanted to spend another second on the Exchange because we are seeing a fair amount of our customers moving over to virtualizing their Exchange, virtualizing these Tier 1 apps, and having a couple nice features built in that they appreciate. I just wanted to spend a minute on that. There's no agent to install inside the VM here, so this is still, you can remain an agentless solution with the Exchange backup and recovery. And single pass, it'll save that actual space. You don't have to store the data twice, and then having the ability to recover the entire database if needed as well. Still, the most common is going to be those individual files, individual contacts, recovery, push them back to the original location if needed. And then it's just a graphic on the replication feature. What you're getting from this is really a near CDP-like environment where that standby virtual machine, it just needs to be powered up. When vmProtect 6 was tested. This was a full VM was turned on and working within 46 seconds, and the testing is still going on for 7 at this point. But it really reduces the downtime, really makes it easier for that customer to recover that entire virtual machine within minutes and get that environment back up and running, and then fail back if needed into the original VM. And then it's just really the bare metal recovery is covering them. If there's a full disaster or catastrophic hardware failure, this is going to reduce the time to build out that new hardware system. All the CPU, the memory, all the network information are going to come along for the ride, even to dissimilar hardware. So it's going to help you rebuild out that entire infrastructure if you have to replace that ESXi host. And then just a quick screenshot of what it looks like in VMware vCenter. I know it's a little hard to see here, but you've got your virtual machines on the right-hand side of the screen like you always have, but you also have the vmProtect 7 info, all the storage info, all the statistics, all the backup reports and everything are built right in to view from vCenter without having to leave this familiar console. You don't have to go into the web GUI, or if you're remote and would like to, you completely have the ability to go back into that web GUI to manage a remote office or infrastructure like that. And then same thing with the web interface. So from the iPad, from the iPhone, you can manage all your apps. This is an actual screenshot of the web GUI. There's 8 buttons across the top. There was 6 in vmProtect 6. We just added the exchange piece and the replication piece. It's a single dashboard. It's one page of all the activity and all the statuses that you have. All your alerts and reports are built in. You can quickly just log in, manage, and view and make sure everything is going on. There's validation built in. There's email notifications and the report statuses are available at any point. A couple just nice features. You can install vmProtect 7 as a virtual appliance or on the Windows machine if you like. We're seeing about a 70-30 split. About 70% of the people are running this as a virtual appliance. I don't know if it's because it's the first option when you're doing the install, or people are just familiar and want that virtual appliance feel to it. Completely up to them. Web-based UI are run from vCenter. I mentioned the BMR. I mentioned the disaster recovery report. So everything I've showed you within vmProtect 7 is included. There's only one edition. There's only one version of this product. That includes the web UI. You get the data validation. You get the exchange piece. The migrations are built in. The vCenter integration, all that is part of the standard version. There's only one version of this. And then sort of where it falls in the marketplace and what we've seen is who's buying this and what customers are looking for in it. It's if at the end of the day they've got a virtual environment and it's a VMware virtual environment, but they have the need to recover the entire host, VMs, or individual files. So they've got a virtual infrastructure, they need it back up, they need it protected, and again, flexibility. They can pull back whatever they want, whenever they need to. For the customers that are doing a deployment or doing a server consolidation, we build those migration tools right in. So the P2Vs and B2Vs are built right in. If it's a new customer who's moving to VMware, they don't have to third party. They aren't forced to use the tools that VMware gives them. Quickly and easily and accurately migrate those systems. We're seeing a nice fit. Even with customers that have AVR 11 Virtual Edition, we're seeing them buy vmProtect 7 for their remote offices or branch offices. They want the ability to manage those with, and maybe it's a smaller virtualized branch office and it's not tied into their infrastructure, and they just want that environment backed up and protected. We're seeing that remote office, branch office as a really nice application for this product. And then security. More and more of these SMEs are facing compliance requirements, and with the certified backups, with the disaster recovery plan in place, it can help them with their compliance issues and compliance needs. Licensing is very simple. If you're a 6 customer and you have maintenance, you're eligible for a free upgrade. So the 5 bullets that I showed you that were the upgrades are included in the new version. If you have 6, it's free to upgrade. This is priced at $499 per CPU. So we decided to match sort of how the marketplace has been pricing their different products lately on a per CPU basis. I mentioned it, but your migrations are built in. There's a source-side dedupe that is built in as well. Everything you've seen. There's a trial version available. You can download it from the website. I think it's 15 days. If you need a key to extend it, you can do that as well. And then that trial will convert to a full version. No need to uninstall and reinstall to get that a full version going. In terms of competitive, I mean, this product definitely goes and competes against Veeam in the marketplace, and we think we've done a fair job of going up against them and seeing what the customers need, just again, based on the feedback we've seen in the marketplace and building out this product. I'm just going to highlight a couple here: the ability to install as a virtual appliance, the vCenter integration, the web interface, the encryption. I didn't even talk about this. Up to 256 AES encryption is built into the product. The source-side dedupe, and then the BMR, the ability to recover the entire host. Price-wise, I think they've had some price changes recently, but we've stayed at $499 per CPU for one single version. If there's any other questions or anyone needs to know any more info about us versus Veeam, I'm happy to go into it with you as well. And then just to clear things up a little bit, and I know I talked about two separate products, but in terms of vmProtect 7 versus the Acronis Backup and Recovery 11 Virtual Edition, I guess a couple to highlight here. They're both going to be agentless. vmProtect 7 was built for and will stay built for VMware vSphere. ABR 11, that supports all the hypervisors. It supports Hyper-V, Citrix, Red Hat, Parallels. We made a pretty strong partnership with Red Hat lately. Both are going to be image-based backup with file-level recovery. The vmProtect 7 has the web interface with vCenter integration. The ABR 11 has vCenter integration, but will also allow for P2V V2P migrations as well. vmProtect 7 is probably going to be on the smaller side. You can probably even scale up a little bit past that 100 VM mark, but it's going to be for that SMB, SME with the smaller VMware environments. Backup recovery ABR 11, sky's the limit in terms of VMs for that. It'll scale up to the enterprise fairly nicely. One of the biggies here, if you're wondering which product might be right for your customers or which product you think may be the best fit, the next to last bullet, the tape side on the ABR 11. ABR 11 has tape support, and vmProtect 7 does not at this point. So that may be one thing to take into consideration when you're pricing out and looking at your customers. Difference in price, this is MSRP, $499 a CPU for vmProtect 7 or $1799 per physical host on the ABR 11 side. With that, I'm going to throw it over to Kevin Pardue to go over some of the partner program benefits, and then I'll come back for Q&A. So thanks. Kevin?
Thanks, Seth. Again, my name is Kevin Pardue. I'm the Director of Distribution here at Acronis. I'm very happy to talk to you today about our partner program. So as you can see from the slide, we have the Acronis Partner Program is a very lucrative four-tiered program with escalating discounts and benefits as you climb up the pyramid. New Acronis resellers will start at our authorized tier, and then based on revenue and your reseller commitment to understand our products, you move up the pyramid to either silver, gold, or platinum. As you scale the pyramid through the different tiers, the benefits increase as well as your ability to increase your profits and revenue. The goal of the Acronis Partner Program is to provide you award-winning products that your customers want at the right level of education to make you successful selling and supporting our products. As you look at as new vendors, there's a certain level of investment, whether it be time or resources, that you must endure when picking up any new product line. Rest assured, we have built the right economic model to justify your investment in Acronis. With our channel-centric model, we understand that the needs that our partners have, there's a certain ease of doing business. Acronis has invested the marketing programs, partner support, lead flow, and profit margins that make selling Acronis very lucrative and easy. So with what Seth has gone through and all the different product lines that we have, there's a number of sales opportunities that are available to you as resellers. So as you look to your current and or future customer community, there are always an opportunity for Acronis. Whether they're using physical, virtual, or cloud infrastructures, Acronis has the products and the business models that make it a very profitable reseller relationship.
Thanks, Kevin. So just to summarize, I mean, to go over one last little bit about us, the benefits of working with us, I think hopefully we've been showing you remain pretty clear. Massive customer segment and budget opportunity within backup and disaster recovery. It's a massive emerging market, still emerging and will always remain that way, and specifically around virtualization coming in. ABR 11, easy to use solution across physical, virtual, and cloud environments, so covering almost every type of infrastructure needed there. We've got 7 built specifically for backup recovery of vSphere environments, and then a strong partner program that's easy to get into and easy to help you support our partners grow. And Maggie?
All right, thank you guys. That was a great presentation. All right. So before we get to Q&A, let's quickly just review our call to action. So to get further information on Acronis vmProtect 7 and Acronis Backup and Recovery 11 Virtual Edition, we'll encourage you to visit the Acronis website by going to acronis.com. There you'll find great pages for each product, information including data sheets, or you can download a trial version. We also encourage you to check out the partner portal. That includes a variety of resources to help increase sales. So please contact your LIFEBOAT sales rep for help in obtaining product information, demos and trials, pricing, and pre-sales assistance. All right, so Seth, do we have any questions?
Yeah, just a couple here. Someone wanted to go back over the pricing and how they work for both the virtual products. vmProtect 7 is priced per CPU, and MSRP on that is $499 per CPU. For the Advanced Backup and Recovery is a suite of products starting from Workstation and moving on up, but what we mostly were talking about was the Virtual Edition, or VE, and that's priced at $1799 per physical host or per host. Someone asked about the deduplication and if it's how the pricing works on that. Dedupe is built into the vmProtect 7 functionality, so as part of the solution we allow source-side dedupe, and that's built into the product. On ABR 11, the deduplication is source and target, and that's an option. That's an additional purchase or additional node that's built in if they need dedupe there. And I think there was one more asking about tape support for vmProtect 7. At this point, vmProtect 7 doesn't have tape support. If that's a request, probably would send them back to ABR 11 Virtual Edition if they need tape for that. And then there was a question asked about installing these products and the back end. Completely up to you and up to the customer on where the storage side resides. It's almost limitless where you can put that, even down to a floppy if needed. But there's also a cloud option as well. That's a SKUable item for our resellers. For the Virtual Edition, the cloud option starts at 2 terabytes, and it's under $1,000 a year if they want to protect through the cloud from us. And then one just came in about the hypervisors again. So vmProtect 7 was built specifically for VMware and only supports VMware. And if there's a need for, if they're coming from a different hypervisor to vmProtect, we can do that through the migrations. We can do a true virtual migration. ABR 11, the Virtual Edition there, will support a number of more hypervisors. So that's going to support all the flavors of VMware. It's going to support Hyper-V. It's going to support Zen. It's going to support Rev. It's going to support Parallels. You've got a bunch of different options there if they need something other, if they have multiple hypervisors or need something other than vmProtect 7. And that's all I had, Maggie.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Seth. I hope everyone found today's presentation valuable. Acronis is really a great partner to partner up with. They have a fantastic team ready, willing, and able to help you grow your deals and your business. So I personally encourage you to introduce vmProtect and Acronis Backup and Recovery 11 Virtual Edition to your customers. Thank you all again so much for attending today's presentation. Once again, it was a pleasure for LIFEBOAT to be a part of today's event, and we hope to hear from each of you soon. So now, from everyone at LIFEBOAT Distribution and Acronis, thank you so much and have a fantastic day.